Welcome here to the next chapter, and we start by going back to the city. Or let's see. Yeah, we start by going back to the city, then into the library. Town. And let's see.
The haystack, or rather whoever or whatever is inside it, is no longer responsive to your inquiries. Maybe you should do something to help the occupant first. After all, you don't want to get sneezed on while searching the haystack.
Let's see if this cloth can help.
Here, this might help your sneezing.
Oh, thanks. Here, you can have this back now.
Ugh!
You retrieve the partially used cloth from the haystack.
Feel better?
Yeah, it's so good to be able to
Looks like the hat that it only worked a short while. What's that?
A shiny silver needle lays on the ground near the haystack. It is likely that You take the silver needle. There's no need to use that there. Ouch! The needle pierces your skin easily.
And let's see. Now let's go into the library and look up a book.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
There!
This book is entitled Legends. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
Daventry's first king, known to many as Legitimor, is as much as an enigma of history as he is woven by the fabric of legend itself. Though his passing occurred nearly 1,000 years ago, it remains somewhat unclear as to the manner of his death and what became of the power he wielded. Historians do know Legitimor was a powerful magician, or a wizard, as he might be called nowadays. He is largely credited with bringing along with his kind magic and civility to Daventry and its surrounding world. According to legend, during what was arguably the bloodiest war Daventry has ever seen, Legitimor sought to commit his awesome power to Cosmos. It is believed that he blamed himself for the extent of the Grand War, in particularly the magic that had been used to extrapolate the death toll. He therefore chose to render himself mortal, an action that will prove to be his last. However, legend also suggests that his power may be attainable if only one were to participate and understand how and when. This is evidenced by a parchment located a few centuries ago and dated 30 years after the first king's death. If seeking the power of Legitimator thou shalt be well appraised, it will not be an easy task. From the path foe may be swayed, for in great Daventry lies the means for which it may be found, belonging to one who rules the land by one who wears it as the crown. From this circle nature springs, from royalty thoughts those show sown. Woe betide the unjust thief who claims it for his own. In this great land this is known to rest the corpse of Legitimator, who died defending his home turf in the longest, fiercest war. His great mistake, which sealed his fate, he cast his magic aside, but the high into heavens, which forever stretches wide. But the search may be rewarding for the seeker of his power, as the apex soon approaches when comment of the darkest hour. Harks by sun and moon and planets, and all of them align. The one prepared for the ascension will surely see the sign. Power thus can be granted to just one from this great tomb. If one to be thee, then thou shalt be the everlasting Jew. The first king's brother, Morgalen, was also presumably killed in the Grand War. Legitimator's loyal first knight and successor, Grand Thor, ruled over the realm for nearly 50 years. He sired a number of children who either remained to guarantee the continuation of the royal bloodline or set forth to build kingdoms of their own. Interesting.
Yes?
Could you recommend another good book?
Let's see if she has some more books we can check.
There!
This book is entitled Power, Politics, and Pulpits. Browsing through it, you notice an interesting excerpt.
In many lands, the church and state have long shared a mutual distrust of one another. While the state is responsible for the wealth and security of the realm, the church concerned is for the moral standing of the population. It is said that when one intrudes upon the domain of the other, discord is inevitable. In no other place has this been more unpleasant than Kolyma. The feud between the two institutions there dates back many decades. In the lands of the lake, Count Crestron, the Lord of Kolyma, spoke openly of the need for a change, chiefly regarding the education of the common people. The Church of Fate maintained that the simple people were of the land. They knew their rightful place, and thus their path was secure. Years later, the young and idealistic Count Caldor, Craestrum's heir, declared that the Church of Fate, has purposely been holding the people back, retaining their ignorance of literature and the wider world for their own selfish benefits. Naturally, the Church resented this insinuation and in turn declared Caldor a heathen. At that time, the movement of the population had tensed. Stability in the realm had weakened as dissension between the Church and State rose. It may have continued to do so had the situation not been annulled by tragedy. The Count befell a terrible injury while in the forest one night, which lay into a proud fatal. While it expressed its condolence to the family of the fallen lord, the Church of the Fate asserted that only through its own vision of Mokulima, not the rulers, could the people find their true path. It is curious point to note that no new leader have been chosen to replace Caldor, though it has been many years since his passing. When questioned about this, the townsfolk are likely to either ignore the inquiry altogether or cast a furtive glance in the direction of the now inaccessible castle. Interesting. Very much interesting. Well, let's now go.
This room can communicate a great
Well, that's what we have to be in this chapter. See you in the next.